Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Now today I was looking through my stocks of MREs and I came across a Lithuanian Menu 10. Now I thought about it for a while and I thought I've not done one of these for quite some time, and then I realised it was actually my very first MRE video, the Lithuania. So I thought it would be nice to go back to where it all started over 40 videos ago now and have a look at what Menu 10 contains. Now, as I says, we have here the Lithuanian Menu 10, and this one has an expiry date of 2019, so still within date. And as we come to know now, they are very similar in size and feel to the US MRE bags. So let's just get this open and see what we have inside. There's no easy peelable seal, so we'll just slit the bag and have a look what we've got in here. Like I say, this is the Menu 10 and it is supposed to be beef stew with vegetables. That's the old contents. Move them to one side, and let's start off with the foldable stove. Let's put that to one side there. We have an accessory pack which clearly contains the fuel tablets, spoon, matches and a moist towelette. Go with the stove there. The infamous teeth-breaking crackers. They need no introduction now. Everybody knows what they're capable of doing. And we have a nice bag of hazelnuts. There is a little accessory pack which I shall open in a moment, and the main entree which is protected in a cardboard box. We'll get this one open, and in there we have a good sized flameless ration heater, and the main entree itself, which is beef stew and vegetables. I don't know if you can see that there. Put those to one side. We also have a little information leaflet. And let's have a look at the accessory pack. So we get some chocolate, a packet of honey or jam. I think that might be jam. I shall have a translate in a moment. Packet of instant coffee, and it's written in English again just to make it nice and easy. Just put this up here. Sugar. That is a beverage base powder. And again, another little information leaflet. And just because it's there, let's have a look at this fuel accessory pack as well. There is the spoon, quite a lot flimsier, decent, relatively decent quality, but a lot flimsier than the American MRE. 3 fuel tabs, a little cable tie I think this is just to reseal the bag, possibly with any leftovers. You can just put the cable tie around it. Box of blue tip matches, and as I say, a moist towelette. Okay, so that is the contents of the Lithuanian menu 10, and let's get these out on a tray and see what they look and taste like. Okay, as you can see, we now have everything laid out on the tray, and this is everything that was in the pack except the stove and the ration heater. We have the typical hardtack biscuits, and with those this is actual honey and not jam. So let's get started and start mixing up the drinks. Now I'm going to start with the beverage base. On the translation, this is a lemon drink, and last time I made one of these it called for 600 millilitres of water, nearly a pint or over a pint, and it was far too much. So this time I'm going to do the same drink or similar drink but in a smaller glass using less water. So very strong smell of lemon coming off that. There is sugar granules, you can see the sugar granules and lemon granules. So let's give that some water, and like I say, this is about half of the water I gave it last time. Hopefully learn by my mistakes. It's very granular. We did actually see sugar in there, or it looked like sugar crystals. Oh, let's give my spoon a rinse and see what it tastes like with half the amount of water. That's much better. It's not as sweet as you'd expect, and it's a very chemical flavoured lemon, but it has now actually got some taste. Certainly half of the amount of water is what's stated is what's needed. Again, I'm just going to go for the coffee how I like it. This is the instant coffee, which means I'm going to put the sugar in. I do like it with whitener, as everybody knows by now, but these Eastern European coffees do not come with whitener. And I'm going to put all the sugar in. It feels like there's about 2 teaspoons, 2.5 teaspoons, quite a lot, so I may be overdoing it, but let's just make it as it's meant. And about just over half a cup of water. Again, I'm learning from experience, it's best not to over dilute these things. Strong smelling coffee, nice and dark. Very sweet. But behind that there is a bitter aftertone, so it's probably just as good that I put the sugar in. With that amount of water, sugar, very sweet, but it does take away the bitter taste, so it's a fairly decent cup of coffee. And let's start opening some of the other contents. These are the hazelnuts. Whoops, they're bouncing all over the table. That's the hazelnuts. And we'll open the infamous hardtack biscuits. And there is 4. Seems to between the Polish and the Russian and Lithuanian, there seems to be between 2 and 4 per pack, depending on which country you're getting them from, but they're very similar biscuits. And this is the chocolate in a nice camouflage packet. I like the packaging on these ones. It's been very, very hot recently in England. We've had a heat wave, 30 degrees centigrade or more, and it's done what I expected. It has melted. There should be 2 pieces there, and a little bit of blooming, but we expect that. As I just said, we've had over 30 degrees temperature. I now expect all of my stock chocolate to be in a similar condition in future because of the heat wave. Have a look at the honey. Now we know it's honey, not jam. Very tricky to find which end to open it from. Let's go with this one. Very granular. Quite thick and runny that end. It seems to have set a little bit on this, so we'll give it a bit of a mix around. Certainly much smoother than the last honey I had. I think that was at the Polish SRG. That was very, very granular. This is a little bit more liquid, more smooth. I just need to give my spoon another rinse. And of course, last but not least, the beef stew and vegetables. Now the labels come off. I've boiled this instead of using the ration eaters. I am at home. I don't really need to use the cookers. It's nice to save them for another day. There's this nice smell of beef coming from that already. Beef and vegetables, this one. Beef stew and veg. Very pleasant smell coming out of that packet. Give it a little bit of a mix up. They do settle in the packs. They've been in there for a year or so. Okay. So, where shall we start? I think we'll start straight with the mains this time. Now, let's try and get a bit of everything. It does say beef, stew and vegetables, quite tricky to pick up. I can see a little bit of carrot there. I think there's a hint of peas. I can't see much other in the vegetable line, but there's certainly some beef and a gravy. Dripping it on my hands. Smells a familiar smell to what I had last time. But it tastes different. That's salty, but not overly salted. The right amount of pepper in my opinion. It's a good job we don't need any more salt because they don't come with any salt or peppers, but there's certainly about the right amount in there. It's soft, it's chewy, in a nice comforting way. There is some lumps of beef, chunks, that's a chunk of beef there. Very flavourful, delicate gravy. I don't want to keep saying it's like tinned meats because that's essentially what it is. Instead of being in a tin, it's in a retort pouch, but it's, again, you hear that phrase over and over again. If you have tinned minced beef in the UK, tinned stewing steak, very similar to that sort of taste and texture. Also very similar to our meat and potato pie filling that we have in the UK. We have a meat and potato pie. Tastes very similar to the filling in that sort of pie. Tasty, filling, meaty, very enjoyable. Now, the famous biscuits. We know by now these are very hard, exceptionally hard. This one is one with the little caraway seeds in there. I'm not going to try it on its own because I've done this before. I do know they work best with a little bit of the other contents on there. And using my side teeth again, not my front, because there's the chance of breaking your front teeth with these, I think. My word. They're even harder than usual. Very, very hard. Must be fresh. As I've said on previous videos, I don't know why they have to bake them this hard. They seem to be the only countries that do. The rest of the world manage to get gentler crackers and they last just as long. A good background base, but for me the hardness ruins what could be a really good cracker if they weren't baked so hard. But certainly filling, certainly bulking, nothing special, but added to the meat it just helps fill your belly. Excuse me. That last piece was a little bit large. I can probably, I'm still chewing very hard biscuits. A little bit of coffee to wash that down. Very sweet now, a little bit more sweet than what I would usually have it, but it's very nice for cutting out that bitterness of the coffee. The lemon. Not overly strong, not overly acidic, quite mild, and as I said, half of the water in my opinion is perfect. Let's have a look at some of these hazelnuts. Nice and fresh, nice and crispy. Typical, straight out of the shell, no nonsense, no baking or salting, fresh raw hazelnuts, quite nice. Still got a lot of crunch, a good quality nut. Have a look at the chocolate. I do think nuts and chocolate go well together, like Nutella type flavours. Dark chocolate, not at all damaged by being a little bit warm and blooming. Oh, quality chocolate, nice and sweet, dissolves nicely in your mouth. Good quality dark chocolate. I do like choc and nut, so I'm going to pop a nut in my mouth while I've got chocolate in there. To me that's the way to go. A couple of hazelnuts in your mouth, bite of chocolate, swill them round together, beautiful combination. Good chocolate, good quality chocolate. Let's clean you. Actually, I have got a Russian spoon off shot there. I'll bring that in for the honey so I don't mix it with the meat. So the honey, now it's been stirred, is nice and thick, nice quality looking honey. Let's have a taste. It's quite granular in texture in the mouth. Looks like the granules have dissolved, but they're certainly not. But it's a nice, sweet, quality honey. Again, a little bit on the hardtack biscuit. My goodness. These seem so much harder than regular. I almost couldn't bite that at all then. I don't know if it's because they've been in the 30-degree temperatures for about 4 weeks here and it's dried them out even more. But these are notorious for being hard, but these just seem extra hard. I've had them before, and these particular ones are the hardest ever. Just managed to get a bit off there. With the honey, again, nice background for the honey. Nothing special on their own. Okay. Honey would have gone nice in the tea. Try something a little different. Honey coated hazelnut, perhaps. Nothing wrong with that, but personally the chocolate is a far better option. Excellent. The wet nap, we've seen these before, but I'll open it anyway. I've got sticky fingers from that honey. Little smell of lemon, a hint of lemon smell, but nothing overpowering. Small size and handy. A little bit damp, not soaking wet, but a nice fragrance. Cleaning, it does the job. That's a little napkin there. So, just rinse my mouth again with this lemon. I'm going to leave it there and summarise. Overall, very successful, very enjoyable meal. There isn't nothing there I dislike at all. The biscuits, as we know, are far too hard, and in this case, exceptionally hard. But they're edible, they're just very hard work. Coffee, needed quite a bit of sugar. It would have been bitter without. With the sugar is a nice decent coffee this time. The lemon drink, half the amount of the stated water is needed, turns it into a chemical flavoured, you can tell it's chemical flavoured, but a drinkable drink. The hazelnuts, straight out of the shell, no roasting, no cooking, no salt, straight, fresh, raw hazelnut, nice quality, very nice. Chocolate, nice chocolate, high cocoa content. Unfortunately, because of the weather, it's melted, but that had no effect whatsoever on the flavour. Still a very decent, enjoyable chocolate bar. The mains, they're nice, they're filling, flavoursome, very much similar to the meat and potato pie fillings we have here in the UK, or if you're not from the UK, very similar to tinned sort of steak in gravy. But obviously a little less gravy, a bit more thicker, but that sort of taste and texture. Very pleasant, very enjoyable. The honey looks smooth, very sweet, very decent, quite granular to taste. As you taste it, you can feel grains in there, but a nice, decent, all-round honey. So, I'm going to leave it there. Lithuania, menu 10, very enjoyable meal. No problem there whatsoever. I would quite happily have all of that again. So, thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification button for future videos coming very soon. So thank you and goodbye.